name is Omasan Buwa, and with me, as usual, I have these lovely, amazing Amazons, the sultry Aisha Falode. Look at her. And the snazzy Silo Bankole. Thank you. Well, it's good that we're all in love here with one another. We're passionate. But today on the show, we're going to be talking about a different kind of passion, unfortunately. We're talking about the crime of passion. We're talking about the crime of passion because it is on the increase in Nigeria and amongst Nigerians. Now, crime of passion is what some people use as an excuse or explanation for a heinous crime committed against a spouse under emotional circumstances. Statistics actually indicate that domestic violence, which oftentimes leads to crime of passion, is on the increase. And in Nigeria, listen to this, 1 in every 3 women is a victim of domestic abuse. And that can come by form of emotional, psychological, economical, of course, or physical, which is now what leads to these ugly crimes of passion. A great increase from what it was in like 2011. Think about it, 1 in every 3 women is a victim of domestic abuse. Traditionally, though, domestic abuse was committed only against women. But domestic abuse, which now leads to crime of passion, is also committed against men. Men are also suffering from this ugly incident. So today on the Amazons, we're going to delve, we're going to x-ray this unfortunate, ugly incident called crime of passion. Aisha,
it's very sad indeed, alarming statistics. I mean, crime of passion, domestic violence, none should be tolerated by anybody. No crime, as heinous as crime of passion should be tolerated either by the man or the woman. It can also be against a child, for all that we know. Crime of passion is a higher level of domestic violence. Crime of passion can either be physical imprints, on a spouse, a partner's body, or even sometimes lead to death. We had a medical doctor at Idiaraba, whose wife was also a medical doctor, that was killed by the husband, allegedly. And then you also had a long time ago, some few years back, the lawyer that was stabbed 21 times. By her husband, and 21 times. 21 times. That was what the autopsy said. That the woman was stabbed 21 times.
We don't know it all here. Like I said, we have experts on the show. We have other people who have gone through this experience. Crime of passion today on Amazon. Please don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome, Barrister Joe, and Mr. Barry Adigwe. Yes, you're welcome. Well, this thing is on the rise in our country, or crime of passion. Can't everybody just get along? Can't we all just be in love? What would push someone to an extent? For instance, the 21 stabbings. Let me start with the victim, actually, first. Sorry, you said you were a victim, sir.
Yes, of course.
Okay, thank God you're here.
Yeah.
So it's a crime of passion, but it's not one that led up to you being 6 foot under.
That's
okay,
right.
But you're a victim of domestic violence?
That's right.
Okay, could you share your story, please, sir?
Yeah, thank you. I'll want to say...
Speak up a bit, please.
I want to say that domestic violence is, most of the time, is all about the men, hitting their wives.
Yes.
But for some of us who have found ourselves involved in this situation, I was a victim and a very strong one at that. It was only by the special grace of God that at the end of the day, none of us was hurt.
Your wife was
It sounds very funny.
No, it's not. It's
No,
actually
how
not
are
funny.
you? What was the nature?
Okay, I have an instance of maybe we are quarreling as we are talking, she's shouting, and maybe I try to mimic what she's saying, and then I turn my back as I'm walking away, and what I hear at the back of my head is her high heels, not just bua with her palm, the high heels at the back of my head.
Oh,
You
wanted to crack your skull.
and at
That
times,
could have killed you.
it's very shocking. You're not even expecting it, and you just hear bua.
Okay, was it repeatedly done? Or, like Silo would say, shake and
It was actually
it
was actually coming.
Tell
It was actually coming from
doesn't do it again.
different angles, in different forms. You have situations where you are out, maybe because she's trying to create trouble, like you don't want that trouble, you just want to walk away, and then she eventually finds you where you're trying to stay calm and think of something else. Before you know it, she's slapping you like a small boy.
In public.
In public. She's not slapping you the one time, she's not slapping you the second time, she's doing as much as 4 times. And then you look at the people around you, they're asking questions. Who is this person? Who is this woman?
Did you ever retaliate? Did you ever respond?
That's the funny one. I just sit down there and I'm watching. And each time when it happens like this, I just look at God and say, God, for you to even give me that grace to stand and receive all this, and I'm not even raising a hand.
Yes.
God, man, you're
I
something
commend
else.
you for being a gentleman and
so-
keeping your cool.
So are you still married to this woman?
I am not right now because it got to a point, like I said, it was just God after 12 years. And God has said to me, look, man, if you don't leave this thing, you're going to go in for it.
But did you ever get family involved? Was there ever a time that this abuse was reported to the police? Was there ever a time that there was an intervention, to try and...
The family actually intervened at a point, but it wasn't enough.
Did she not exhibit any of this streak while you were dating before you got married to her? Or you just ignored them?
We didn't date for long.
How long did you do?
Well, less than a month.
Less than a month.
Less than a month, and we got married. That lasted for 12 years.
Barrister Joe, we will get to you. I can see you
Yes,
cannot. You have a smile on your face.
I'm listening.
Okay.
So
Wow.
less than a month was not enough, really, for you to know the pattern of behavior and the aggression, that this woman exhibited, whether it was even congenital or acquired, in the first place, whether it runs in the family. Do you understand? These are the things that we tell our young ones. You were the passion. Passion is not love. You had passion for this woman, and it's momentary. This is what you get from passion.
I was infatuated.
All of you, young men in the audience and young women, it is not enough to be carried away by, I don't know what it is, whether it was a beauty, whether it was a character, or whatever it is, it's not enough. You really have to, get to know one another before you commit.
Okay, let's quickly get to Barrister Joe Eboigbe. Because I'm smiling because you've been smiling. He gave a very pathetic story. My heart actually goes out to him. But I see you smiling here, and and we're talking about crime of passion, and really there's nothing funny about it, though. But why are you smiling? First of all, no.
Now, Omasan.
Yes, sir.
I think we have a way of misrepresenting looks for the inner thought.
Okay.
Now,
share those thoughts.
when you smile at situations, it is not because you approve of them. It's because you either have heard so much of this, and then you're surprised today that it's coming out to the fore. And you are elated that indeed one is bold enough
to come out.
One out of the many men who are consistently battered is bold enough to come out to speak out.
Consistently, you say.
So you smile. And I'll keep smiling.
Okay, that because statistics has always been that the number of women abused, violated by crime of passion and domestic violence has always been so high compared to the men. And sometimes the men don't even want to come out boldly. How do you come out to say that your wife is?
Yes.
Do you understand?
No.
It becomes an ego thing. So I commend him for
And that's
coming
what
out
he's
to
saying
say that. But then, what the law? How does it protect either party, whether man or woman? The crime is a crime.
You see,
What is the law saying about all of this?
You see, we must at this point distinguish between the crime of passion and domestic violence. Those are two extreme aspects of law. Now, my understanding of crime of passion, beyond our claim, is a similar defense to a criminal act. That because you have consistently been psychologically and emotionally battered, you should be excused for a crime knowingly committed. Now that is distinct from domestic violence. What we have here, what we have that is prevalent in Nigeria is domestic violence and not crime of passion. Because we are not, by our very nature, extreme. Nigerians, we're not extreme.
It's happening more and more, though.
It's
these
happening.
days.
It's happening. My take, I've had cause to review some incidents. My take is that the reason we are beginning to feel this on Nigerian thing within our system is westernization. What we have all pretended to mean civilization.
Oh, okay.
You see, when you borrow custom, you borrow ideas, you borrow values, you tend to leave them. You tend to leave them within your smaller space and then to your larger space.
What is the law saying about domestic violence? What is the law saying? What is the penalty? You go through, how do you verify that this man or this woman has been violated domestically, and what is the penalty, whether federal or state?
Now, it is the underpinning philosophy of the law, particularly in Lagos State, is not to dissolve marriages. It is not to cause sustained injury within the home. But it is to educate and counsel on the need for peaceful coexistence. Now, even before these laws on domestic violence, there are laws on assault. You could press charges.
You said you were mimicking her.
Yes.
And it now led to the physical abuse. So there was verbal abuse also involved, which now escalated into physical, yes?
That's right. There was verbal abuse.
Was that from day
From
one?
whose side?
Now instigated
From whose side?
From him.
From whose side?
No, not from
because
me.
you are mimicking.
He said
From
from whose
whose
side?
side?
I was
That's what I was trying to
what she
guess.
said.
From whose side?
Mimicking is provocative.
understand?
Provocative, especially when you know the
Okay,
person is
somebody's
short
already
fused.
angry.
But you see, even though it's provocative, it's not enough
For her
you.
to-
You understand?
yeah.
Because I
What
mean,
is not enough for you is different from what is not enough for
but
me.
Okay, so now
I,
it now became a pattern, right?
Yes.
All this while that she was now going after you in public,
Yes.
you were not mimicking her again, were
Not
you?
at all.
So it now became
Became
a
a
pattern.
pattern.
It
Not
was
at
no
all,
longer
yes.
an act that provoked,
Not at all.
her reaction
It could be
to being
cumulative.
violent.
I had one situation where I said, okay, it was getting too much for me. I needed to go out, please. And you know what happened?
No.
She didn't even remember to take her slippers or her shoes on. She started following me like that.
Hey.
And embarrassing you.
Following me
She's
wasn't
lost
as
it.
if it was just following me. She was following me and she was making a hell of noise. And you know what? I was just walking. I kept moving and moving and moving. It got to a point where I now got to the junction where you had some policemen. And I just said to myself, if I get past this policeman, this woman can tell this police, this man is a madman, please arrest him for me.
Okay.
You know what I did? I had to cross to the other side of the road. And you know, the way I crossed, she couldn't cross easily like that. She had to wait for the vehicles to pass by before she. I had to now start waiting for her to come.
So after this event, I want to ask him after this event if he went back home.
If I went back home?
Yes.
At the end of the day, I had to start waiting for her because now she was not tired.
You know, I think it became a pattern.
No, wait, on the way home now, she had to wait because she couldn't walk as fast as myself. By the time we now go home, I now asked her, I said, look, I'm sure you are very, very strong now after this exercise. Because as far as I'm concerned, it was an exercise for her. How can you be following your husband from one point from inside the estate to outside the estate? You are a master's degree holder. What kind of woman are you?
No, but you see again, this is what abuse is. By him. Seriously.
Yes.
Now it is convenient for us to see abuse as physical assault. There's psycho-emotional abuse.
Yes.
Now, when a woman consistently knows that instead of talk, because women wants to be talked to,
communicate.
they want to talk, they want to listen. They may be rumbling at the beginning, but they are making points, listen.
Yes.
And it's a pattern for some men to say, okay, you know what? I'll take a walk, I'll go have a bottle of drink, and then come back home when you're done with your madness, and then I slip off. In the society we live in, when you do that consistently, you have by your conduct psychologically abused that woman.
Yes.
Yes.
Because you have reduced her into a lower being, you have demeaned her. At the point you start questioning her sanity, that whenever I raise an issue, this man walks away. Now, if you flip the coin, can a woman, when angered by her husband, pick the key and walk away to go have a drink?
So she's stuck.
No, so she's stuck in the house.
She's stuck in there, and when she's stuck in there, that is when the issue of crime of passion begins to build on. She's consistently abused by the man.
Yes.
Not by words, but by conduct.
By action.
And then now the day she's forced to react to those abuse, she's had to have physically abused you. And it goes both ways. Women are more receptive to, or is that the right word? Are more prone to physical abuse. But they are the greater giver
of
emotional and psycho-emotional abuse because of the words they speak.
It's been an emotional one. Welcome back. The show on Amazon today is about crime of passion. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome with me to the stage. She's the foremost human rights activist. She's the president of Women Arise for Change Initiative and the recipient of the United States International Women of Courage Award, Dr. Joe Odumake. Also give it up for this person who is the president of Diva with Voices and ambassador for children living in cancer. She's a gospel artist. Please welcome Miss Kenny Sedbeth. Welcome. Presido, I'll start with you. Ekushema. The last time I saw you, you were, well, you're on TV almost every day, one fight or the other. You know, fighting for the common man and the woman. Crimes of passion and domestic violence. It's on the rise in Nigeria. Why? Do you know why?
Well, domestic violence is on the rise in Nigeria for some reasons. One, it has to do with insecurity of the partner. The partner feels threatened, either the male or female. Again, the economic problem.
Okay.
At times, because we've handled more than 2,000 cases since 13 years ago, practical cases that we handled. And some of these women, some of them are giving like 3,000 per month with 3 children. And the same men will still want to put them in the family way. And the other ones that feel so insecure, probably because the wife is well-read, turned the wife to house help, so as to taunt the wife that, yes, you have university education, you have the certificate, I'm school cert, but you are now mopping the floor for me, clean it very well. And while that happens, that one will keep inviting friends, male friends, to the extent of sending the woman out of the bedroom. And then there's also a nexus between drug abuse and alcohol, drug abuse with domestic violence. Because you find out that some of these people are so addiction. And the best thing, what gives them joy is inflicting injuries. So when you see the partner suffer grievous harm, psychological torture, getting depressed, it makes that person feel high and happy. Cultural, we also have the cultural aspects. I mean, we have some cultures that says that, yes, the person deserves to be beaten. We've handled more than 2,000 cases of domestic violence. Only 2 men have come to report that their wives were beating them in our office.
And did you mock them?
No, the one that came to our office, the wife actually drove him inside our office and he ran under the table. And the wife was just saying, but at the end, when I told him, please come out, sir, don't bully your husband here. And he came out and he was just shaking. So the simple reason was that the woman said, with her 3 children, each time he comes by, it's always on night duty. He will get drunk and will just say, jump under the bed, jump on top of the bed. And each time he will inflict, grievous injuries. So one day, while he was doing that, it started hitting him. He was crying, and slept off. And then she thought that she has now found the remedy. So that particular day, he came, and after beating, it was drunk, the whole drink cleared. And he started running, and people were saying, what was wrong? So he then said, and where our former office was, he said in Yoruba, those who fight for rights. So that was how he ran, and the wife followed. So we were able to reconcile them, then we empowered the woman. And one of our programs, he came out to say that, yes, my wife has been beating me, but, at the end, we were able to resolve it, and now we are better off. She has not even touched me or said any abusive thing against me. Your own story is that of you were in an abusive relationship. What was the story for you?
It would be unfair to take
Sides.
to just take my side, and then we use it as a case study. But I would rather say that in most cases, it's a case of people who have once trusted, loved, engaged themselves in romantic adventures, promised themselves till death do us part, envisioned life after even the kids, life after with 20 years, 50 years, envisioned that there was going to be paradise thereafter, and then somehow the trust started depreciating. And so it's a case of you having a higher threshold, low threshold for trust, low threshold for lies and deception. Because there's a measure, there's a level at which you can accommodate. There's just an amount of lies and deception that I can take. And so in such an instance, if you are the one telling so much lies, I can't bear it no more. And if it's a lie that has damaged me in one way or the other, I tend to fight back. You know, that's what I see in what that's happening now. Okay. So if it was in my case, it wasn't a case of maybe battering. It was just a case of
emotional. It was more emotional.
You know, it was more everything. So let's just because kids are involved.
Yes.
So you don't want to, you know, you don't want to open a scar that's been healed.
I want to ask you a question, Kenny. Yes. Because you have been in that kind of a relationship before, it will be easy for you to give hints, you know, on what to spot, you know, because some people don't even know they're in an abusive relationship. They think it's normal, probably because of how they were brought up or what they see around them. So what are the things that you think, I will also ask the same question.
Telltale signs.
The telltale signs.
It's anger. Anger, verbal abuse. And then again, when he's angry, somehow you still cannot draw the line between your lover boy and the angry man. You know, you're still looking at baby, and this your baby is no longer baby, another spirit. Is it because anger is a spirit? He's been taken over by a spirit who wants revenge, who wants to avenge, who feels that, hey, until this thing has to go. And the only way to make it go, in their own cases, is either to afflict pain. You understand? Or to get verbally abusive, you know. So if you start to see, if suddenly he even withdraws, if he withdraws, you can go close and find out, oh, baby, what have I done wrong? What is it? What is it? What is it me? You understand? If it's an understanding, patient, peaceful guy, he would say, okay, just give me my space, then we'll talk about it later. But if it's the one that starts to get abusive, because it starts from that.
Ladies, Dr. Odumake, Kenny, thanks for sharing your experience. You know, we've talked about it. It's crime of passion, domestic violence. Get help out there. Take care of yourself. We are the Amazons. Take care of yourself.